everybody, and welcome back to segment 2 of the Cowboys Fan Show. Now, in this segment, we like to cover what went wrong and what went right. So we're going to start it off here, Scott. Zeke, the running game woes. So far, or in this game, he had 21 carries for 83 yards, 1 touchdown. Morris, 5 carries for 7 yards, another touchdown, which proved to be the winning touchdown. Now, Zeke, throughout the first couple of games, only has 143 yards on the ground. So it begs me to ask the question, do we sit Zeke and start Alfred Morris this week?
I tell you the truth. When I was leaving the game, I was like, yes, absolutely. And after I calmed down a little bit and I relaxed after watching him fumble twice in the game, no, I don't think so. I think he's a rookie. He's running with a little bit of impatience right now. He's not letting the hold develop. It's going to happen. Week 1, he played a phenomenal defense in the New York Giants. So they've got a super team defense right now. And in football, sometimes teams will try and throw that together. Right. You saw the Eagles do it a few years ago. They had all these stars and they just couldn't play together. Yeah. The Giants are doing it. They're doing a good job. They held a powerhouse offense in New Orleans to 13 points this week. That was wicked. We scored 19. Yeah. I'm happy with it. He's a rookie. I don't want to destroy this man's confidence by sitting him. Do I think he split carries? Absolutely. If he fumbles in this next game, do you sit him? Sure. But I don't think that you yank the starting job from Zeke at all, no.
So if he does fumble and you do sit him, how long do you sit him for, is the question.
Well, it all depends on how well Morris does. You know, I wouldn't say that we're actually having rushing woes right now. 21 carries, 83 yards. It's not a bad day. Right. It's just, they're not like LeBron numbers, you know, so people are a little upset right now because of the fact that we took him 4th overall, but he's doing his job. Even in the highlights when we went over it, there were 3 rushing touchdowns in this game. That's a good day rushing. You know, 1 for Zeke, 1 for Morris, 1 for Dak Prescott. And the clear route was actually run by Zeke Elliott. People are loading the box against us right now. They're trying to stop the run. He's a factor on the field. He's absolutely a part of the reason that Dak is being so successful right now. We're able to, because they're loading the box against us, we're able to run those bootlegs, those short passes to Cole Beasley, to Witten. Yeah, I'd like to see Lance Dunbar a little bit more involved in those, to be honest with you. I think that helps spread the field. It's still easy passes for Dak, and I think that that's going to help with our running game as well.
It should. It definitely should. Now, speaking of the defense cannot generate a pass rush whatsoever. We've seen it the first couple of weeks. Eli Manning and Kirk Cousins had all day in weeks 1 and 2 to sit back in the pocket, pick us apart, and now news broke this weekend that Randy Gregory, the Cowboys defensive end, he has withdrawn his appeal for his suspension, so he is going to be out at least until week 15 of this year, so he's effectively out for the season.
I would say it's a lost season for him, absolutely. There's no way that he comes back in week 15 when we're trying to make a playoff push, hope, and he's in any kind of football shape and ready to go, especially because of the fact that he missed so much time last year with his high ankle sprain. He doesn't have any game time experience. Unless we have a lot more of the injury issues with our defensive ends. At that time, I don't even see him hitting the field, to be honest with you.
What would you say the Cowboys have to do to generate a pass rush? Is it, do we wait for DeMarcus Lawrence to come back?
Absolutely.
Crawford's getting a little bit of pressure here and there. I mean, we only have 4 sacks to the first 2 games, 2 in each week.
And absolutely. So we have to get more pressure. We have to get more pressure. I think that Marinelli, I mean, he's forgot more about defense than you and I will ever even know. Right. And he's doing a good job. I mean, you're seeing a lot of safety blitzes. He's playing the 3 linebacker set. Wilbur is actually doing a good job of getting to the quarterback when he's in there, but we play so much nickel that I'd like to actually see him on the field a little bit more often, to be honest with you. I do think DeMarcus Lawrence is going to be a huge help. We need him when he comes back. I mean, Tyrone Crawford had to move outside this week to defensive end. That does not happen after DeMarcus Lawrence is back. And another thing is that after week 10, Rolando McClain gets back. So I think if you do play that 3 linebacker set, it's going to be a huge help as to where you have more trust with what you're playing in the middle, and you can get Kyle Wilbur on the field and you can get him rushing the quarterback as well. So we have help coming in week 5. We've got help coming in week 11. If he sees the field also, it depends. Right. I mean, if Hitchens steps up or somebody else steps up, or I mean, let's say Jalen Smith, you know, that nerve kicks and he can come right back or whatever.
It'd be a huge boost for Dallas.
Yeah, we're only going to get better. So,
well, the thing about McClain is he's got some miles on him. So for him to miss, 10 weeks and then come back for a 6-week stretch, it's going to be a very, very dicey call.
And he didn't report to camp, so what kind of shape's he going to be in?
Exactly. So moving along now, Dak Prescott, he was efficient as ever once again. No interceptions now. This little nugget brought to you by ESPN. Dak Prescott has the most pass attempts to start a career without throwing an interception. Now he set the mark at 75. He's going at 75. The previous record holder, Warren Moon, started out with 72.
Well, that's good company.
Yeah,
okay.
So what's your take on Dak so far? He's efficient, no interceptions, but he hasn't thrown a touchdown yet.
Well, I mean, it depends on what you're asking.
Is it a fault of the play calling?
No, absolutely not. I think they're keeping him safe. Like I said, I mean, he did have a touchdown this week. He just ran that thing in.
Right.
We're playing to our strengths right now. He's not Romo. Guys are going to load the box against us, and the strength of our team is that offensive line. It's that running game. They're going to make us beat them passing with Dak. They're going to see if he can do it. I think they're seeing that he can. I wouldn't say that he's not spreading the field. I mean, what did Dez have this week?
Over 100.
108
catches.
yards, 7 catches.
Yeah.
Beasley's doing a good job. He's had a couple of drops. I love the fact that Jeff Swaim is playing well with Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
And if you guys remember, like 14 years ago, Jason Witten came into the league with a guy named Tony Romo.
Yep.
And they've just been historical ever since. And I love that companionship right there that Prescott's got with Jeff Swaim. It looks like they're really building some kind of rapport. And I mean, maybe we're got 2 guys replacing 2 Hall of Famers coming up next. Who knows?
That's a big gamble, but
right. But he looks good. He's doing a great job, in my opinion.
But going back to that point that you said they're stacking the box against us, is exactly what everybody was doing to us last year. They were trying to force Whedon, Matt Castle, Kellen Moore to throw the ball downfield. Those 3 guys just couldn't do it.
No.
Dak has shown that he is capable of throwing the ball downfield. And we saw it this week. They stopped loading the box so much. And that's why Zeke got out for 83 yards.
Absolutely. I mean, he ran so much better in the second half than he ran in the first half. They were really stuffing him in the first half, and then they thought, oh, wow, now we have to stop Prescott. They come up with a game plan, and then you have to adjust based on what's happening. And because he's playing such good football, we ran better in the second half.
That's going to do it for segment 2, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take your questions from social media coming up on the next segment of the Cowboys Fan Show.
Let's go Cowboys!